What then is a national minimum wage? A national minimum wage is, according to the provisions of Section 3 sub 2, is the total amount an employer is required to pay the lowest employee or the least paid employee in his or her establishment. Simply put, why do we have a minimum wage? Well, basically, minimum wage are enacted to protect low-paid employees, and not just only low-paid employees, but to also provide decent work for employees. Now, who are those excluded from the provisions of the Minimum Wage Act? Well, by virtue of Section 2 of the National Minimum Wage Act, the Act applies throughout the Federation, meaning it's a statute of general application or a statute that applies throughout the country. However, if you move further down, Section 4 provides the exceptions to the applicability of the National Minimum Wage Act. And there are 5 exceptions. If a worker is a part-time worker, that worker is excluded. If the worker is doing or into a commission sort of employment, that worker is excluded. If an employee has an establishment with less than 25 employees, that establishment is excluded from the application of the national minimum wage. And if an employee or a worker is doing a job that is seasonal, such as agriculture, that employee is also excluded from applying the national minimum wage. And also, if a worker is in a vessel or an aircraft where the regulations of merchant shipping or civil aviation, regulations are applicable, such an employee is also excluded from the application of the national minimum wage.